Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of the week.
Even with all its magnificence and majesty, Earth is also just kind of strange. Mother Nature has many faces, some beautiful, some ugly, and some simply bizarre. From a breathtaking forest to sheep-eating plants, today I am going to show you 10 of the most bizarre things found in nature. Let's begin. Number 10. Breathing forest. Up next, we have another weird phenomenon that is bound to leave you shell-shocked. Don't insult me in the comments by saying that it was made using CGI, because it's totally real. The clip captures a section of forests in Quebec, heaving to and fro, looking like it's a living, breathing, sentient woodland. But no, there's neither a mysterious magic at work here, nor a giant Pokemon asleep under the rocks. Instead, it's due to the weather conditions in this area. It's actually an understandable meteorological phenomenon in which the elements have come together in just the right way to create this unusual scene. When you look at the trees in the background, it's clear that the winds are very strong. The forest floor seems to be moss-covered, which leaves a lot of root system of younger trees loose. As the wind sways the trees, you get the roots lifting the floor. This gives the appearance of breathing. Nature can really be breathtaking, pun intended. But really, this is some sight. Number 9. Rainbow tree. Yeah, I know, this sounds bizarre, and believe me, this is as weird as nature can get. Found mainly in Hawaii, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Papua New Guinea, Eucalyptus diglupa trees, otherwise known as rainbow eucalyptus trees, are one of nature's most beautiful natural wonders. No, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. These trees really are the color of the rainbow. But like every other thing, there is a process behind it. The bark of the Eucalyptus diglupa trees peels off throughout the year, creating a rainbow-like effect as it reveals the fresh, bright green bark below. The peeling bark strips off at different times and continues to do so for the life of the tree. This curious phenomenon never leaves the same pattern twice, so your rainbow is a living work of ever-changing craft. Whoever said nature is the purest form of art, this is what they meant by it. Probably. But does this remind you of Alice in Wonderland? Number 8. Firefly squid. By now, everybody probably knows about glowing sea animals, and if you don't, please educate yourself a little on marine life. Of all the bioluminescent life forms in the deep sea, there is one tiny creature whose light show puts all others to shame: the firefly squid. The name of the creature is enough to know about its magnificent ability to light up the world. This squid is famous for the incredible light show that occurs each year off the coast of Japan as millions of these tiny animals gather to spawn. The squid is equipped with special light-producing organs called phytophores. The firefly squid creates light via a chemical reaction inside its body, the same way a lightning bug does. It's a must-see sight if you ever travel to Japan between March and June. It's such a cool ability, I think it's unfair that humans can't glow. Number 7. Tree climbing goats of Morocco. When you travel the world, or at least used to before the Kuf took over the earth, you find all kinds of interesting animals doing unexpected things. There are types of weird things happening in the world, but this one will literally blow your mind away. Here we have tree climbing goats of Morocco. No, your ears aren't screwing with you. These goats actually climb trees. As a child, I used to do this a lot, but damn, these are some cool goats. Why, you must be thinking, why in the hell would they climb so high? Obviously for food. Their favorite kind of tree is argania. Their passion for the argon fruit has the goats learning to climb as high as 8 to 10 meters, up into the branches to reach. The country's natural food source for animals can be meager, so the goats are pretty determined to get this tasty dinner. The sight of them standing on the branches is really fascinating, yet bizarre. Had there not been any video proof, I'd not believe it for a second that goats can climb trees. Number 6. Honduran white bats. A bat. I know this is everyone's least favorite animal right now, and rightly so. A single bat has completely changed our lives forever, but Honduran white bat is something you should know about. This living marshmallow is too cute to be hated on. Just look at it, it's so adorable. Honduran white bats are adorable bats covered in white fur, as the name would suggest. They feature a distinctive leaf-shaped nose that grows up and away from their face, which makes it look like a hybrid between a pig and a bat. Piggy bat? That's a weird name. Anyway, this bat is so rare that even scientists don't know the reason behind its color. This is a small species of bat that measures around 4 to 5 centimeters. Their size makes it easier for them to roost in their distinctive tent leaves, and they eat fruits. We hope this one doesn't end up ruining our lives. Number 5. The never-ending lightning. In western Venezuela, over the Catatumbo River, there is a phenomenon that you will have never heard of before. A storm that never ends. I know how weird that sounds the first time you hear of it, but it's completely real. Starting at 7 p.m. every night, lightning crashes over the water for 10 hours every night, 260 nights each year. Nobody knows for sure why it happens. Up until recently, the leading theory was that it has something to do with uranium in the bedrock, although scientists are starting to doubt it. Today, the leading theory is a complicated one. It theorizes that the shape of the mountain causes warm winds to collide with cold air from the Andes. That collision is then fueled by the rapidly evaporating water below and methane formed in a nearby oil field. A weird but far-fetched theory is that by now you should know that anything is possible when it comes to nature. A weird but far-fetched theory, but hey, by now you should know that anything is possible when it comes to nature. Everything about this storm is mysterious and creepy, including one moment in 2010 when it inexplicably stopped. One day, the storm just died down without explanation and seems to be over. Then, after 6 weeks of silence, it sparked up again and has been raging ever since. Living close to it must be fun, right? Number 4. Sea foam. Ever notice a huge amount of foam forming on the edge of the sea or ocean? Like you, a lot of people around the world have noticed this as well, but have been perplexed about what it actually is. Well, what am I here for, hun? This frothing of the ocean is brought about by the disturbance of the living organisms present in the water surface because of the constant tidal activity. Then again, in specific cases, sea foam can likewise be caused because of unsettling influences brought about by human exercises like the presence of waste toxicants in the water. Seriously, stop throwing all of your waste into the ocean. It might make the Kraken mad. The sea foam is completely harmless to humans and marine creatures as well, yet seems to spark a wave of interest in anyone observing. Number 3. Methane Bubble Lake. These look a lot like flying alien saucers that dropped out of the water and froze, or ancient ice condensed jellyfish. But in reality, these icy crystals are actually frozen methane bubbles that are pockets of gas when trapped underwater and frozen. They are found in high northern latitude lake like Lake Abraham in Alberta, Canada, and for a long time the phenomenon was very shocking to even the scientists, but then it was explained. Amazingly, these gas bubbles are created when dead leaves, grass, and animals fall into the water, sink, and are eaten by bacteria that expel methane. The gas is released as bubbles that transform into tens of thousands of icy white discs when they come into contact with frozen water. Whatever it is, it's actually a stunning but also potentially dangerous sight. This potent greenhouse gas not only warms the planet, but also is highly flammable. During the spring, when the ice melts, the methane bubbles pop and fizz in a spectacular release. But if anyone happens to light a match nearby, you better run because it might result in a huge explosion. This is why people can say nature can be quite scary. Number 2. Turn to stone. In Knaresborough, North Yorkshire, there is a well that seems like something ripped out of a story by Sidney Sheldon. You know, the famous novelist who kills people for fun? It's a place where water trickles down a cliffside that looks like a skeleton's face, and where anything you place under the water will turn to stone. This process usually takes 3 to 5 months, but you can leave anything you own under the trickling water, and when you return, it will have turned into stone, if someone hasn't stolen it. How creepy is that? People have left everything from teddy bears to bicycles there, and everyone has been transformed into a statue. For a long time, people believed that the well was cursed by a witch. Scientists today, though, have found that the water has unusually high mineral content. As a result, it creates a hard mineral shell over anything it touches, just like how stalactites are formed in caves. But it's still a mystery how the well got there. Number 1. Sheep-eating plant. You must have heard about plants like Venus flytraps that eat small animals, but have you ever heard of a plant eating a whole sheep? Nope, I'm not kidding at all. This list really is very bizarre. The plant I'm talking about is the Puya chilensis. Looking at this spiky thing, you must be thinking, how in the world can this swallow a whole sheep? Well, it actually doesn't have to swallow anything. It kills the innocent animal in a much more sinister way. Puya chilensis, which can reach 2 meters high up in the air, looks sort of like aloe leaves, but in between they are huge, sharp spines that just out past them. The spikes actually trap animals with thick furs like sheep. The poor unlucky creatures then starve to death and falls to the ground. After a few days, it decomposes at the base of the plant, providing highly rich, localized food for the plant. The whole process really is gruesome as hell. Swallowing the whole sheep sounds way better now, doesn't it? Which one of these things about nature did you find the most bizarre? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.